The day began in silence. A strange, heavy silence that felt like the whole world was holding its breath. The human colony of Ryan 4 usually woke with soft winds, engine sounds, and morning voices. But this morning, everything was different. People stood outside their homes, staring upward, eyes wide, bodies frozen. The sky was changing. Clouds twisted into long spirals of shadow. The blue sky darkened into a metallic gray as something enormous blocked the sun. At first, many thought it was a storm. But storms do not move in perfect straight lines. Storms do not cast giant square shadows. Storms do not hum like engines the size of mountains. The truth arrived slowly, sinking into every mind like cold water. It was a fleet. Not a small fleet, not a standard patrol group. It was something no human colony had ever seen. Millions, millions of alien soldiers, carriers, destroyers, and war platforms. Massive floating fortresses. Swarms of drones that looked like glowing insects. Ships big enough to hide cities inside them. Ships so large their engines looked like miniature suns. The alien empire called the Correction Dominion had arrived. Word spread quickly. People ran to rooftops, hills, windows, and screens. Everyone could see the same terrifying sight. Endless shadows. Moving across the sky while dust swirled in the wind from the atmospheric pressure shift, General Aaron Hale, commander of the Rhine 4 Defense Force, stood on the command balcony of the military tower. He watched the sky without blinking. He had seen war before, but he had never seen anything like this, not even in his darkest memories. Beside him, Lieutenant Mara Torres whispered, "Sir, how many ships do you count?" Aaron did not answer at first. His jaw tightened. His fists curled. Then he said, "More than 1,000,000. Maybe 2. Maybe more." Her voice cracked. "And we only have 8,000 soldiers." "Yes," he said. 8,000 humans. A normal leader might have panicked. A normal colony might have surrendered. But there was something about humans that outsiders never understood. Something hidden deep. Something dangerous. The Correction Dominion believed humans were weak, soft, and afraid. They believed their millions would crush the colony within an hour. They believed humans would beg and run and scream. But humans had a habit of surprising the galaxy. General Aaron Hale turned to his officers. His voice was calm. "To calm, prepare defenses," he said. "Every squad, every unit, every citizen. We hold this line." No one questioned him. No one hesitated. Humans did not run. They moved. Communication towers lit up. Sirens echoed across the colony. Soldiers rushed to bunkers and weapon stations. Engineers activated shield towers. Civilians moved to underground shelters with quiet determination. Nobody cried. Nobody screamed. Nobody broke down. Instead, something else happened. Humans smiled. Not happy smiles. Not hopeful smiles. A different kind of smile. A smile the galaxy had learned to fear. A smile that said, "We know the odds. We see the danger. We don't care. We will fight." High above the colony, inside the flagship of the Correction Dominion, Commander Theros watched the humans prepare. His 6 black eyes narrowed in confusion. He turned to his officers. Why are they not fleeing? Why are they not surrendering? His deputy hissed, "Maybe they think they can negotiate." "No." Theros whispered, "Look at their faces. They are preparing to fight." The correction ships moved into strike position. Thousands of beams glowed with deadly energy. Plasma weapons hummed. Bombers formed attack groups. The alien army thought the battle would be simple. They had destroyed dozens of worlds. They had never failed. Commander Theros activated the colony-wide speaker system. "This is Commander Theros of the Correction Dominion," he announced. His voice echoed across Ryan 4. "Surrender immediately. Resist, and your world will burn." General Aaron Hale stepped onto the communication deck. Cameras turned to him. Every human in the colony heard his voice. "This is General Hale of Ryan 4, he said. His tone was steady and cold. "We will not surrender." The aliens expected anger. They expected fear. They expected begging. Instead, they heard something they did not understand. Calm confidence. Commander Theros growled, "You are outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1." General Hale's voice stayed steady. "Then you should have brought more." The communication line cut. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then the first alien shot cracked open the sky. A beam of burning plasma streaked downward, hitting the outer desert. The ground exploded in flames. The shockwave shook the colony, rattling windows and sending dust clouds rolling through the streets. But humans did not fall back. They moved forward. Soldiers took their positions behind barriers. Snipers climbed rooftops. Heavy gunners locked in their turrets. Engineers activated pulse shields that glowed with blue light. Then something unbelievable happened. The humans did not wait for the aliens to attack again. They charged. General Hale raised his fist. Forward! And 8,000 humans ran toward an army of millions. The alien soldiers watching from orbit froze incomplete. "What are they doing?" one correction officer asked. Commander Theros stared at his screen. "They are charging." "Humans are charging us." "Why?" Tharos whispered. "Because they are not like us." On the ground, the humans moved with perfect unity. Their boots crashed into the dirt. Their armor glowed with white-blue power. Their weapons pulsed with fierce energy. Even the wind seemed to move with them, as if the world itself stood behind their backs. For the first time, the Correction Dominion felt something new. Fear, because the humans did not look like prey. They looked like predators. They looked like war. And as the dust rose around them, one truth became clear. The galaxy had underestimated humanity again. Asterisk. The first human charge shocked the Correction Dominion. Their scanners went wild as 8,000 human soldiers rushed across the ground like a living thunderstorm. Dust rose behind them. Light pulsed from their armor. Their boots hit the earth with a rhythm that felt like the heartbeat of a giant creature. Commander Tharos watched from his ship in disbelief. "No species fights like this," he muttered. "Not against these odds." His officers waited for orders, but Tharos could not speak at first. The humans were moving too fast. Too perfectly. Their formation did not break. Their lines did not twist. They looked like they trained for this exact moment of fight against 1,000,000 enemies. Down below, the battlefield shook. Alien walkers fired long beams of plasma across the desert, cutting deep scars into the ground. Explosions erupted around the humans, sending flames and dirt into the air. But the human soldiers kept running, their faces hard, their eyes sharp. They did not slow. They did not panic. They did not break. Lieutenant Mara Torres led one of the front squads. Her visor displayed incoming fire, danger zones, and enemy positions. She shouted to her team, "Left flank, move. Watch the walkers." Her voice cut through the chaos like steel. The team dove behind a rock ridge as a plasma blast hit, sending a wave of heat over them. Mara's heart pounded, but her mind stayed clear. Humans were used to chaos. Humans learned to survive in storms, disasters, and wars. They adapted faster than machines. She yelled, "We move on, my mark. 3, 2, 1, now." The squad rolled out, firing back with white-blue particle shots. Their weapons did not match the raw size of the alien machines, but humans had something else: precision. Every human shot hit something important: a joint, a sensor, a power node. In less than 30 seconds, the first alien walker fell. The alien pilots inside screamed through the comms. "How are they targeting us so fast?" Another walker followed, then a drone cluster, then a bomber wing. Every time the correction forces tried to push forward, humans found a weakness. They moved like they studied the enemy for years, like they knew every bolt, every beam, every blind spot. But the truth was simple. Humans paid attention. Humans learned fast. And humans refused to die quietly. General Aaron Hale stood at the command ridge with binoculars pressed to his eyes. "Push the right flank," he ordered. cut their advance lines. Behind him, a young soldier swallowed hard. "Sir, there are so many." "How can we even look at them?" Aaron interrupted, pointing at the humans charging below. "They do not care about numbers. They care about survival. They care about each other. That is why we win." The soldier nodded, courage rising in his chest. Across the battlefield, the correction commander grew angrier. "Send in the Omega Swarm." Thoros barked. "Crush them." A massive wave of flying drones poured from the sky like a black metal river. Thousands, then tens of thousands. They moved in perfect sync, their wings humming like angry insects. The moment the swarm entered the battlefield, shadows cooled the ground. The alien drones created a dark cloud wrapped in purple sparks. Lieutenant Mara looked up. Her eyes widened. "Here comes the real wave." General Hale gave orders. "Activate the pulse towers." A sudden blast of bright blue energy shot outward from the human shield tower surrounding the colony. The shockwave hit the drone swarm like a hammer of pure light. Hundreds of drones fell instantly, their circuits fried, but thousands survived. They dived toward the humans, firing rapid shots from the sky. Mara rolled across the sand as a burst of energy slammed into the ground where she stood seconds before. She lifted her rifle and fired back, hitting 3 drones with quick bursts. Her team covered her as she moved. Human teamwork felt like watching a single organism. Each soldier trusted the next without question. A veteran soldier named Pike shouted, "Commander, cover fire on the left." 2 heavy gunners turned their cannons and unleashed a storm of particle rounds into the air. The sky lit with burning drone parts falling like metal rain. Still, as the alien swarm pressed harder, Commander Tharos clenched his fists. They should be collapsing. Why are they still advancing? His deputy answered, voice trembling, because they fight like they do not fear death. It's impossible, Tharos whispered. But it was true. Humans fought like they were angry. Like they were protecting a fire inside them that no weapon could extinguish. Mara's squad pushed through the drone wreckage, explosions shaking the ground beneath them. "We take the ridge," she shouted. They climbed the rocky slope under heavy fire. Mara jumped onto the top and aimed downward. What she saw made her breath stop. The entire alien ground army, hundreds of thousands, were marching toward them. In perfect formation, but behind Mara, only 8,000 humans stood. She whispered, "So many." General Hale stepped beside her. His armor was scratched. His face was dusty, but his eyes were cold and focused. "Do not count them," he said softly. "Count us." Mara nodded. At that moment, something strange happened. The human soldiers began to shout, not fearfully, but powerfully. Voices rose across the battlefield, thousands of human voices becoming one deep roar. It was not a language. It was not a command. It was a promise. A promise that humans would not kneel. A promise that humans would stand. A promise that humans would fight until nothing was left. That sound traveled across the desert like an earthquake. Alien soldiers froze. Their claws shook. Some stepped backward without meaning to. Commander Tharos finally understood. "They are not just soldiers," he whispered. "They are monsters of war." And then the humans charged again, faster, louder, harder. 8,000 humans rushing into hundreds of thousands. Dust exploding around them. Weapons glowing bright. Eyes burning with fury. The Correction Dominion had millions, but humanity had something else. The fire of war gods inside their hearts. And the battlefield shook under their steps. The battlefield was no longer a place of sand, rock, or soil. It had become a storm. Smoke twisted in the air like dark rivers. Fire spread across broken machines. Sparks rained from the sky as drones burned and crashed around the humans, but none of it slowed them down. The 8,000 human soldiers charged deeper into the alien force. Their boots hit the earth with heavy force. Their weapons glowed like living fire. Their eyes were bright with a fierce light that even the Correction Dominion did not understand. Commander Tharos watched from his flagship. His black eyes shook. His breath trembled. His mind could not accept what he was seeing. Why? Why are they pushing us back? He whispered. His deputy swallowed hard. Commander. The humans fight like they are not afraid to die. Theros tapped his claws on the metal screen. Every species fears death. Not them, the deputy said quietly. Not today. Below, Lieutenant Mara Torres was breathing hard. Smoke burned her lungs, but her steps did not slow. Her rifle flashed again and again. She moved between broken machines, shattered drones, and crushed alien armor as if the battlefield belonged to her. Soldier Pike ran beside her. His voice cracked with adrenaline. We took out their second walker line. Mara nodded. Good, push forward. We reached the enemy command units next. Pike wiped blood from his forehead and grinned. This is insane, Mara replied. This is humanity. Behind them, the rest of the human army moved like a river of fire. They fought in squads. They moved in perfect formations. Each soldier covered the next without needing to be asked. Every movement felt practiced, natural, like instinct. And then something incredible happened. The correction soldiers began to retreat. It started with small steps. Hesitation, then confusion, then fear. A correction captain shouted, Orders, hold the line. Do not retreat. They are fewer. They cannot. But he fell silent when a human soldier slammed into his formation like a thunderbolt. The correction soldiers backed away. They had faced many enemies. They had crushed entire civilizations. But none of those civilizations had looked at them the way humans did. Humans looked at them like they were already dead. General Aaron Hale moved to the front of his line. His armor was cracked. There was blood on his cheek, but his steps were steady. His voice was cold. Forward. Break their center. The humans roared together. It was the sound of a storm ripping open the sky. The ground shook under their weight. Commander Theros watched with horror. Why are they not tiring? Why do they keep moving? His deputy whispered, Because you attacked their home. Thoros turned sharply. So now, the deputy said, voice trembling, you face what happens when humans defend something. The correction front line collapsed. Entire battalions turned and ran. Machines tried to back away. Drone clouds scattered across the desert. Panic spread through the alien army like a disease. Lieutenant Mara raised her hand and pointed toward the command ridge. General, their central array is falling. General Hale nodded. Then we finish this. The humans surged forward with final force. It felt less like a charge and more like an avalanche made of fire and steel. Flames burst as alien armor cracked. Dust rose like storm clouds. The battlefield echoed with the clash of war when humans reached the correction command crest. Commander Tharos stared down from his dropship ramp. His face twisted with disbelief. The humans looked like shadows in the burning smoke. Moving fast and hard, Thoros stepped back unconsciously. A single human man stepped forward, General Aaron Hale. His voice was calm, almost gentle. Your fight is over. Thoros trembled. You should have lost. You should have died. We had millions. General Hale's expression never changed. Then you should have brought more. Thoros froze. He had commanded 27 successful campaigns. He had destroyed worlds. He had crushed rebellions. But nothing prepared him for this moment. Hale lowered his weapon slightly. Go home, Commander. Tell your people what you saw today. Thoros felt his knees weaken. And what is that? Hale answered with quiet certainty. Tell them humans are not weak. Tell them humans do not break. Tell them if they come again, we will be waiting. Behind Hale, the entire human force stood together, bloody, tired, sweat-covered, but undefeated. Their silhouettes glowed in the smoke like spirits of war. Tharos took a step backward, then another. He climbed into his ship with shaking hands. Retreat, he whispered. Full retreat. The ship's doors closed as the correction fleet began to pull away from the human colony. The news spread across the galaxy faster than light. The Dominion failed. Humans crushed a force 1,000,000 times larger. Humans fought like gods. Some refused to believe it. Some laughed nervously. Some stayed silent for a long time. But one thing became clear to every species. Humanity was not a small, soft, weak race. Humanity was a storm waiting to be awakened. Humanity was war-wrapped in flesh. When the last alien ship vanished into the stars, Lieutenant Mara stood on the ridge beside General Hale. She whispered, "General, we won." He nodded slowly. "No, we survived. There is a difference." She looked at him. "Do you think they will return?" General Hale stared into the dark horizon. His voice was quiet. "Yes, someone always does." Then he smiled a tired, dangerous smile. "And when they do, we will be ready." The wind blew across the desert, carrying dust, smoke, and the first whispers of legend. That day, the galaxy learned something new. Humans were not counted by numbers. Humans were counted by heart, and 8,000 hearts had defeated millions.